His call is now being recorded.
Rice. Rice constitutes about 80% of the total food grains basket. The world trade in rice is dominated by long grain white rice and Thai brown rice. The export trade was dominated by Thailand, USA, etc. The export of basmati rice was to the tune of $337.98 million in 1993 to 1994. It declined to $254.69 million in 1995 to 1996 and again increased to $454.10 million in 1997 to 1998. Afterwards, it again decreased to $401.10 million in 1999 to 2000. Okay, then another point is wheat. Exports of wheat are permitted subject to quantitative ceilings and minimum export price is notified by the DGFT from time to time. The export of wheat has increased from $0.007 million in 1993 to 1994 to $196.91 million in 1996 to 1997. It further come down to $0.32 million in 1998 to 1999. Then next point is tobacco. In India, about 6 million farmers and farm hands are engaged in cultivation of tobacco. Okay, tobacco also provides sizable employment in various operations like during grading, processing, and manufacturing. In addition to the large number of farmers and agricultural labor engaged in its cultivation. Okay, crude virginia tobacco is mainly cultivated in Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka and in some parts of Maharashtra and Odisha. The export of tobacco manufactured has increased from $29.60 million in 1993 to 1994 to $44.55 in 1999 to 2000. The export of tobacco unmanufactured has increased from $117.28 million in 1993 to 1994 to $247.17 million in 1997 to 1998. It further come down to $184.87 million in 1999 to 2000. The export of tobacco unmanufactured is about 4 times higher than the export tobacco manufactured. Tobacco exports are promoted by allowing exports to countries facing foreign exchange crunch on long-term credit terms. Second, allowing exports of tobacco to Russia through debt repayment route. Third, sponsoring delegations abroad and participation in international trade fairs. International trade fairs. Okay. Then next point is spices. India has a long history of producing and exporting spices. India has a long history of producing and exporting spices. Major spices in international trade are pepper, capsicum, seed spices, and cassia. Exports of spices are freely allowed under the present EXIM policy, export and import policy, EXIM policy. Pepper is the most important spice exported from India. Cardamom, chilies, ginger, turmeric, seed spices, curry powder, spices oil, etc. Other main spices products exported from India. Exports of spices from India have shown a spectacular growth. The export of spices has increased from $181.18 million in 1993 to 1994 to 393.23 million in 1999 to 2000. Okay. Then fresh fruits and vegetables. Fresh fruits and vegetables. India is the second largest producer of fruits. India is the second largest producer of fruits and vegetables in the world. The major fruits exported are mangoes, grapes, bananas. Okay, some new fruits are introduced in international markets are strawberries, pomegranates, lychees, and custard apples. The export of fresh fruits and vegetables has increased from $146.45 million in 1994 to 1995 to $163.77 million in 1999 to 2000. The export of fresh fruits and vegetables has not witnessed substantial change during this period. Okay. Then next is processed fruits and vegetables. Processed fruits and vegetables have sizable export potential. In the recent past, some of the new products have been introduced in the market. These includes tomato paste in bulk, aseptic packs, button mushrooms, freeze dried and instant quick frozen fruits and vegetables, etc. The export of processed fruits, juice, and vegetables has increased from $79.19 million in 1994 to 1995 to $151.46 million in 1999 to 2000. Then another point, meat and meat products. Meat and meat products. Meat is exported both in fresh and frozen form. Sheep and goat meat are generally exported in fresh forms, whereas buffalo meat are largely exported as a frozen. Beef meat are banned for export. The export of meat and meat products has increased from $109.72 million in 1993 to 1994 to $217.77 million in 1997 to 1998. It further proceeds to $180.44 million in 1999 to 2000. The major markets for meat and meat products are Malaysia, UAE, Philippines, Saudi Arabia, Iran, etc. The quality of meat exported from India has always been subject to criticism because of the quality of meat exported from India has always been subject to criticism because of first point is unhygienic condition of India slaughterhouses. Second, relevance of rinderpest, foot and mouth disease among the animals. Okay. Then next point is marine product. Okay. Marine products are an important items of India's agro export. Next only to non-basmati rice. India has vast potential for the development of marine products. Apart from traditional items of export in block frozen form, India presently export value added items like IQF, individually quick frozen, Okay. Cultured shrimp, battered shrimp, cooked shrimp, fish, fillet, sumi, live fish, etc. India has the coastline of 8,129 kilometers and an exclusive economic zone of 2.2 million square kilometers. The total brackish water available in the country is about 1.2 million hectares, which can be developed for aquaculture. Okay. Then government's measures to enhance agriculture exports. Then discussion करेंगे government's measures to enhance agricultural exports. Government of India is providing financial assistance to eligible exporters for establishment of various facilities for export of agricultural products. These includes Government of India is providing financial assistance to eligible exporters for establishment of various facilities for export of agricultural products. These includes, first point is purchase of specialized transport unit for meat, horticulture, floriculture sector. Second point, establishment of pre-cooling facilities. Third point, setting up of mechanized post-harvest handling facilities and seeds for grading, sorting, quality control and packaging. Fifth number point, establishing vapor, heat treatment, fumigation, screening, machines for exports, and fifth number point is establishing cold stores at airports and seaports for export purposes. Financial assistance is also provided in respect of the following: financial assistance by the Government of India to the exporter. First point is supply of product samples for test marketing, preparation of product literature, publicity, material, claims, etc. Brand publicity through advertisement, participation in international fairs and exhibitions. These are the points. That is, Government of India providing financial assistance and various facilities to the exporter for the export of agricultural products. Okay. Then WTO, World Trade Organization, WTO and Agricultural Experts. It was for the first time that agricultural was discussed in market access negotiations under the Uruguay round. The agricultural agreement involves border measures as well as reduction in domestic support. As a result, both of these, there are likely to be higher global prices and drop in the global output for various agricultural products. India's agricultural exports are already price competitive and should become more so as to result of these changes. There are three important aspects to be noted. One is the impact of Uruguay round agreement on India's agricultural exports. Second is aspects is the market access, and the third aspect is the intellectual property protection for plant and seeds and sanitary and phytosanitary conditions. On market access, studies carried out showed negative results. It is argued that the liberalization presents a demand side change, but India's exports are fundamentally supply constrained. Okay, তারপরে नेक्स्ट डिस्कशन करेंगे strategies to boost exports. Strategies to boost exports. In order to realize the full export potential of agricultural sector, it is necessary to strengthen the infrastructural and storage facilities. Government has to initiate many measures to exploit the export potential fully. Some of the measures needed to strengthen an agricultural export activity include the development of infrastructure and creation of conducive export import EXIM procedures. India has one of the longest coastlines in the world, and India ports need to be developed comparable with ports of Singapore and Hong Kong to handle the goods efficiently and effectively. And to offer handling charges at very comparative rates. India ports have to handle large tonnage than what is being done currently. The daily loading capacity at the India ports hovers around 2,500 to 3,500 tons, which is 10% of what ports of the developed Asian countries handle. Lack of proper loading facilities, scarcity of modern warehousing capacities near ports, shortage of railway wagons for ferrying goods are adversely affected competitiveness in India exports. Okay, then we discuss the unit 9. Garments, textiles and garments. Introduction. The India textiles industry occupies an important position in our country and developing the economy of our country. Okay. The industry has over the years contributed significantly to total national output employment generation, and export import. It is exported to account for nearly 1/5 of the national production of all commodities, contributes to about 1/3 of our exports, and provides employment to millions of our people. The industry covers a wide spectrum of our workforce, from the simple cultivators of cotton to sericulturists, weavers of cotton, woolen and man-made fabrics, artisans, and designers, besides the countless number of factory workers engaged in the organized mill sectors. There are also several small-scale and tiny units in the unorganized and decentralized sector, weaving fabrics on power looms and handlooms, contributing equally, if not in greater measure, to the export effort of the country. The Indian textile industry is also complex and varied in structure, comprising the organized and sophisticated mill sector, the highly decentralized and small-scale power loom sector, and the cottage scale handloom sector. The three-tier structure of textile industry is highly significant and is not generally found outside the India subcontinent. Over the years of the decentralized weaving sector has emerged as the predominant one, contributing as much as 80% of the total fabric output. A large number of textile units have now embarked on a phased program of technological upgradation and modernization of their machinery, and equipment in view of the challenges ahead. And then discussion करेंगे एक सेकेंड an overview of Indian textile industry. An overview of Indian textile industry. Indian textile industry presents a complex and varied structure comprising the organized and sophisticated mill sector, working mainly on cotton and man-made fabrics, the highly decentralized power loom sector, and the widely scattered and primarily cottage scale handloom sector, working on a wider range of fabrics and yarns, including natural silk. The three-tier structure of the textile industry is considered somewhat unique, since this pattern is not found anywhere else in the world. Over the years, the decentralized weaving sector in the country, notably the power loom segment, has emerged as the predominant one, contributing to well over 70% to India's production of fabrics. Even with regard to exports, its contribution is not less significant. The point is to be noted that the handloom sector has made a significant contribution to India's clothing needs and exports effort. Despite growing competition from the powerloom sector, largely perhaps due to continuing protection accorded to this segment by the government of India is the matter of deliberate policy. Is the matter of deliberate policy. Okay. Then components. The board components of Government of India promotional schemes for handlooms are as listen. First one is greater emphasis on upgradation of technology and modernization of looms. Second point, development of handloom through the cooperative sector and central or state level cooperations. Central and state level cooperations. Third point is the special thrust on ensuring adequate supply of arms and other inputs to the industry. Fourth number point, production of blended fabrics on handlooms. Fifth number point, protection to handlooms by reserving specified articles for exclusive production by this sector. Sixth number point, organizing marketing complexes and regular training of marketing personnel in the sector. Controlled cloth production. Next point, controlled cloth production earmarked for exclusive privilege of handloom sector. So these are the 7 points for the board components of Government of India promotional schemes for handlooms. Promotional schemes for handlooms. Then
Hello, sir.
then the woolen industry in India is broadly classified. The woolen industry in India is broadly classified under the following two sectors. That is organized sectors. Among the organized sectors, composite mills are involved, combing units, roasted and non-roasted spinning units, machine-made carpet and manufacturing units. Then second one, decentralized sector. Among the decentralized sector, hosiery and knitting, power loom, hand hand-knotted carpets, georgettes, and namans. Independent dyeing processing houses. Okay. Then sericulture. Sericulture sector. India ranks second only to China in the production of natural silk. It has also the unique destination of being the only country in the world to produce all the four varieties of silk, namely mulberry, tassar, eri, and muga. Okay, among the four varieties produced in the country, mulberry alone accounts for 91.7% of the total raw silk production in the country. This factor is related to the huge demand for mulberry silk products both within the country and in the overseas market. This sector has also been received considerably amount of state patronage since it is the highly labor-oriented and agro-based industry, providing gainful employment to about 6 million persons in the natural, semi-urban areas in the country. An additional factor in its favor is that a sizable number of workers in this sector belong to the economically weaker sections of the society who are entitled to priority attention from the government. Also, as stated earlier, the Central Silk Board has the overall responsibility of looking after the various interests of this industry, which would include research and development facilities, training needs, extension work, and establishing basic support site systems. It also certifies the silk goods for export and extends a helping hand to the state government in the various sericulture development schemes. That is the sericulture. Okay. Then Indian textile exports. In India, textiles exporter of textiles to various global markets, cottons, muslins, and silk articles were famous the world over, even in the bygone era. However, the fact that it has not been able to keep pace with the technological changes occurring in the textile industry abroad has posed certain problems to the export effort of this industry. In recent years, the government of India has therefore provided priority attention to the task of technological upgradation of this sector to enable it to meet effectively competition in the overseas markets. Export of Indian textile play a variety role in the economic profile of the country, since it contributes to approximately 35% of Indian exports of all commodities. Indian exports being primarily cotton-based textiles is the largest single net foreign exchange earner of the for the country. Okay. Trends in ready-made garments export. Garments had emerged as a star performer in the India textile export scenario by the sheer magnitude of the achievement recorded by this industry. The export have increased from 2,583.41 in 1994 to 4,807.92 in 1999 to 2000. The garment sector has achieved an impressive export performance over the years. Despite steep international competition, it must also be mentioned that the Indian garment industry is primarily in the small sector with fairly low capital investment. Even though the total export of India in this sector may be far lower than many of its competitors like Hong Kong, South Korea, or Taiwan, the growth rate achieved by this country is reported to be far higher than the most. ओके इसका जो टेबल है ये टेबल तुम खुद बुक में देख लेना जो ईयर वाइज दो एक्सपोर्ट इंपोर्ट का दिया गया है मिलियंस का जो कितना बड़ा है कितना कम है ये सब दिया गया है ये टेबल थोड़ा सा देख लेना बुक में ओके देन the India garments export sector has maintained a pattern of steady growth over the years. A number of reasons have been mentioned for the escalating exports from this industry. Some of the factors responsible, that factor is most important. Some of the factors responsible for the export growth of this sector are discussed below. First point is rising labor cost in development markets. Rising labor cost in development markets. Labor cost. Okay, increase of labor cost. That is the one factors for exporting. The second point is shift to technology intensive industries. Shift to technology incentive industries. The 1970 was also the period when many developed nations shifted their focus to the creation and strengthening of some of the high-tech industries like computer hardware and software, electronics, ship buildings, etc. Then third point is special appeal to Indian fabrics. Indian made fabrics created considerable impact on foreign buyers, particularly the Western designers, by virtue of their rich colors and designing variations. In fact, it was the Indian handloom fabrics which triggered the garment export boom in the early 1970s. Then, fourth number point, swinging towards natural fibers. There has been a gradual swing towards the natural fabrics and blends thereof as opposed by synthetics, initially due to the oil crisis and the rising cost of petrochemical based items in the mid 1970s, and later on owing the factors like to comfort in wearing apparel and health of environmental reasons. Then fifth number point, a ability to cater to small orders. ये easy point है. Then sixth number point, improved publicity and promotional campaign. Having realized the potential of garment export, Government of India has also stepped up its publicity and promotional efforts to popularize Indian-made garments among importers and prospective overseas markets. Then seventh number point, international travel and personal contracts. The relative and volume of international travel in the recent years have also bridged the north-south divide and brought prospective sellers and buyers closer together. There is also a greater realization of Indian capacities in certain fabrics designs and variety of clothing, especially summer wear. Then, next or last point, wage cost push in competing countries. Wage cost. Okay. So that is the garment industries suppliers. Then strengths and weakness of industries. We discuss now strength and weakness of industries. The main point we called you can write down. Okay. It would be patent at this stage to access some of the basic strengths of the Indian garment sector and also malaise some of its weakness to ascertain where the India stands in relation to its competitors. The following, write down the following, or tell you the following points may be regarded as the natural strength of this industry. First point is strong cotton base. Second point, abundant and low cost manpower resources. Third point, a large and diversified textile industry. Fourth number point, creativity of Indian craftsmen. Fifth number point, ability to cater to small orders. Sixth number point, liberalized policies of the government of India. Liberalized policy of the government of India.
Sir, can you repeat the first one?
First point.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. First point is strong cotton base. Second point is abundant and low cost manpower resources. Third point, a large and diversified textile industry. Fourth number point, creativity of Indian craftsmen and weavers and entrepreneurs. Fifth number point, ability to cater to small order. Sixth number point, liberalized policy of the government of India. Okay. The time will come completed. Then tomorrow will be start. Okay.
Okay, sir. Sir, actually one question is
Next
there.
second.
Sir, one
Next
question
second.
is there.
Make. Acha.
Sir, actually I want to submit my assignment, but due to lockdown over here or shutdown is there, so I cannot go out of from my home. So what to do, sir?
You call to regional office.
Should I mail to regional office?
Directly call to regional office.
Okay, sir.
Due to shutdown,
Yes, sir.
no one can help you. You can directly call to the regional office. Okay. Okay. Bye. Good night.
Good night, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
सिर्फ अपने परफॉर्मेंस से नहीं, उन्होंने अपने जेस्चर से भारत में लाखों करोड़ फैंस का दिल जीता है।